Yo, what is up everybody? Jumpin' here, and today I am on some Monster Hunter Wilds, and I had to talk about how insane the Gunlance is. Shelling, if you don't know Gunlance, it is explosive damage. And if you are mainly just doing shelling damage, then you don't have to worry about a lot of other things that builds generally need to worry about. One of those things would be affinity. You don't need no crit chance on Gunlance, you blow everything up. All the builds that you can make are very comfortable. You really have a lot of freedom to really do whatever you want, because you only need so many damage perks for Gunlance. The only thing that's really going to get your damage up is just raw damage. Now, I'm doing long shelling. I've noticed that a lot of people are praising wide shelling, which I'm going to talk about once I get into the build. Me personally, I've always been a fan of long shelling. Long shelling allows you to have all that range, and you really can play it where you shoot your Gunlance, you block, and then you just go crazy anytime the monster goes down. This weapon is so insane at getting trips and knockdowns, and destroying wounds, and also breaking parts. So when you have all those things combined, you're gonna keep the monster locked down, and the entire team will love you for it. Now, this is a great example of what I'm talking about. Once this monster went down the first time, I was able to start putting wounds on him, and then just knock him down immediately again. And guess what? Now that he's down again, I can start going crazy, and put another wound on him, and then knock him down again. That's kind of how it goes with Gunlance, and the entire team will love you for it. And Gunlance is absolutely the most tanky build you can make, while still being very efficient offensively. There's just so much going for this weapon. You have the shield, you can block, you can engage in the new power clash. I do love that, by the way. It's just awesome. It is actually very satisfying as well. Once you're going crazy and you're getting all the explosions, it just feels awesome. Alrighty guys, well now I'm going to get into the build and I'm going to tell you everything you're going to want to know. Alrighty guys, well this is my build, and the Gunlance I'm using is the White Cannon. This has 240 attack, which is massive, negative 15% affinity, which we don't care about, 400 blast, which is a lot, it's long shelling, and it also has slightly strong power. It comes with 3 guard up, meaning that we can block literally anything and we don't have to worry about not being able to block it. The 400 blast is really nice on this. You will get a lot of blast procs per hunt. I normally can get on a monster maybe up to 4, and the blast will do damage, so it's just extra DPS, but it can also help you for tripping and knocking over the monster. So blast is amazing. Now for my armor, I'm using the Guardian Arkveld armor, and I actually want the full set. The reason is because when you have the 4-piece set, you will heal yourself whenever you break parts or you destroy wounds. This is massive because we can stay on the monster the entire time and never have to worry about healing. And then finally, for my greaves, I'm using the Ajarakan greaves. This is for the part breaker, and also it has 2 level 1 slots. Because of the helmet, it comes with part breaker. We can actually get 3 part breaker just from the armor. Now, part breaker is actually pretty nice. We can break parts really easily with explosive damage. And normally when you do break a part, you will at least stun the monster a bit where it will just stop attacking, or it can even knock over the monster sometimes. The charm I'm using is the counter charm. You could also use evade extender here if you wanted to have 3 evade extender. And I definitely like this just because I'd rather get 3 skills off the necklace than just 2. And counter strike is a good one because you do have to get hit and knocked back, which almost always happens, but it doesn't actually matter because you will get a 30-second buff of 25 raw damage. That's a lot. Now for my decorations, in the weapon I have a magazine / an iron wall jewel, and I also have artillery. Artillery is huge. This is going to buff your damage by a lot for your shelling, so you definitely want to have 3 artillery. Now, I do actually have a secondary weapon on here, which is a heavy bowgun. This is a sticky ammo heavy bowgun, and it's using artillery, and man, it's actually a lot of fun. I might have to show off this weapon just because even though sticky ammo got so nerfed in Monster Hunter Wilds, at least in my opinion, it still can be very good because the machine gun on the heavy bowgun is nice, and being able to knock over the monster and paralyze the monster is just really, really fun. Now, I have Invade extending on this build. I only have 2 ranks of it, but you could get 3. Again, you have a lot of freedom here to go for more defensive options. I have 3 recovery up. I also have 3 divine blessing. You definitely want to have the shock-proof jewel in. That way you won't stagger teammates. They don't stagger you. But yeah, I guess I should talk about Flare. Flare is amazing on this. It helps you make wounds. It also will increase your damage because we are not doing elemental damage. We're just doing explosive damage, which is raw. And it is awesome. Now, the other Gunlance you could use is going to be the Guardian Arkveld Gunlance, which has the dragon damage on it. It comes with 2 guard. It's got the wide shelling, and it also has that slightly strong power. Wide shelling does more damage. I guess I could actually show you. Let me put this on. And there's a couple things about wide versus long. One thing is you actually have 1 less shell. Now, that kind of matters because as I shoot, I can only shoot 3 times and I have to reload. On the long, you can have 4 shells. That's kind of nice. So DPS wise, I don't really know if it's all that much different just because of the shell difference. Now let me go ahead and switch over to the long Gunlance. And you do get some advantages with this. One is that extra shell. I have 4 now. And also, I can actually shoot this from pretty far away. This is about the range. Let me find it. About there maybe. And if I want to, I could just literally do my normal shelling. But most of the time, when you're playing Gunlance, you're going to want to do a directional shell. So you can just press your direction you want to dodge, and it's going to actually dodge for you. It's so nice. Very, very easy to get right up on a monster, and then just keep doing this where the monster cannot hit you. And as you're doing that, you can also block. So anytime you need to, you can just go ahead and block. You do have a big attack, which you want to do this attack whenever the monster goes down, or if it's trapped, or it's not moving. But sometimes you can just pull it off and you'll get lucky. Also, if you do have the Rocksteady Mantle, while this is up, you can kind of spam it as well because you shouldn't really miss. But all I have to do is I'm going to do a directional shell. Then I'm going to do my melee button, then triangle circle, and at this point I'm just spamming triangle circle, and I can do the full combo, which does a lot of damage. And what I actually like to do is after I do that combo, I will follow that up with a Wyvern Blast, and it seems like the Wyvern Blast comes out a lot faster when you do it like this. It charges up like way quicker. But that's a lot of damage, and if there's a wound or a part, you will break wounds and parts so quickly. But that's kind of it for Gunlance, to be honest. For the most part, you just kind of shell, dodge, very simple. It's a lot of fun. You will absolutely destroy monsters with this. Now I'm going to show a full hunt of a monster, a Tempered Guardian Arkveld. So I hope you enjoyed that, but that's going to pretty much do it for my build. I really hope that it has helped. If it has, will you please like the video for me? Be sure to subscribe for future videos, and thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone has a very nice day, and peace out.
Make sure to grab anything a monster leaves behind.